오늘은 생각보다 바쁜 하루를 보내가지고 짜투리 시간도 생각보다 없었습니다. 짜투리 시간이 잘 안 나는 날도 있군요. 자, 그래서 자기 전에 짜투리 시간을 활용해서 또 3개 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 누구와의 약속? 나와의 약속. 자, 오늘 읽을 책은 The Princess and the Frog. The Magical Kiss. 네, 이 책 레벨 3. Big Hero 6. 제가 너무 좋아하는 책인데. I am Baymax. 레벨 2. Tinkerbell. A Fairy Tale. 레벨 3. 요 3개 한번 읽어보겠습니다. 간단한 책이니까 편하게 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Big Hero 6. I am Baymax. I am a robot. My best friend is a boy named Hero. We fly over the city of San Francisco and protect its citizens. 진짜 이 만화 재밌게 봐서 엄청 많이 봤는데. I did not always have armor. At first, I was soft, white, and squish. I was a nurse bot. My only job was to make people feel better. I took care of injuries and gave big hugs. Hero is a genius, but he was not sure what to do with a nurse bot. Then a masked villain attacked the city. His name was Yokai. Hero knew that we had to stop him. When we first fought Yokai, my soaked body got punched full of holes, and I deflated. Hero gave me several upgrades. I became an armored crime fighter. Now I can fly, and I am super strong. Hero knew we would need help to fight yokai. He fixed up some of our friends too. With his new laser gloves, Wasabi can cut through anything. Honey got a shoulder bag filled with chemicals she uses to fight bad guys. Fred loves comic books and monster movies. Now his suit breathes fire and super bounces. Go-Go got wheels. Now she can move at super speed. We became Big Hero 6. Together, we defeated yokai. We have defended our city ever since. No matter what, there is no challenge too big for us to face. 자, 다음은 The Magical Kiss. The Magical Kiss. In New Orleans, 2 little girls enjoyed a story. It was about a princess and a frog. Young Tiana and Charlotte loved the story. Tiana had a big dream. She wanted to open her own restaurant one day. Tiana made her wish on the evening star. If you work hard enough, you can be anything you want, Tiana's father said. The years went by and Tiana grew up. Her father had passed away, but she worked hard as a waitress. She saved every spare penny she earned. It was all to make her dream come true. Grown-up Charlotte dreamed of marrying a prince and becoming a princess. She was excited that Prince Navin was planning a visit to New Orleans. She told Tiana that the prince was coming to her father's costume party. Prince Navin arrived in New Orleans. He loved jazz and liked to have fun. A man with an evil plan was watching the prince. He was Dr. Facilier. Dr. Facilier approached Prince Navin. I will show you your future, he said to the prince. But instead, Dr. Facilier tricked the prince with his evil magic. Suddenly, Prince Navin found himself changed into a frog. That night, Tiana went to the costume party. Alone in the balcony, Tiana looked up at the evening star, and she made the wish for her restaurant. But instead of her restaurant, a frog appeared and spoke to her. I'm Prince Navin. An evil magic man changed me into a frog. I need your kiss. Navin thought that a kiss from a princess would turn him back into a human. Tiana took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and kissed the frog. Ah! Screamed Tiana. Now, both Navin and Tiana were frogs. Navin and Tiana hopped out the window. They grabbed onto some balloons to escape. They floated far away. Navin and Tiana landed in a swamp. Navin didn't understand. Why didn't Princess's kiss work? Said Navin. Oh, I'm not a princess, Tiana explained. I'm just a waitress. You were wearing a crown, exclaimed Navin. It was a costume party, screamed Tiana. The next morning, Navin and Tiana met a friendly alligator named Louis. He loved playing the trumpet, and he also loved jazz. Just like Navin and Louis talked about jazz music, but all Tiana cared about was finding a way to become human again. Tiana explained to Louis that they needed to turn back into humans. Luckily, Louis knew someone who could help them. Mama Odie, said Louis. She's got magic. They set off to find Mama Odie right away. Louis took his friends for a ride. Soon, the frogs became hungry. Navin and Tiana tried to catch a firefly, but they got tied up in their tongues. Kindly, the firefly helped them get untangled. The firefly introduced himself. My name is Ray. He heard where the frogs were headed. Then he offered to lead them to Mama Odie. Ray called his firefly family to light the way. Soon after, the group found Mama Odie's place. She lived in the deepest, darkest part of the swamp. Mama Odie led them inside. Tiana began to explain why they had come, but Mama Odie already knew. She showed them an image in a magical pot. Charlotte was the princess of the party, but only until midnight. If Navin kissed Charlotte before midnight, he and Tiana would become humans again. There was no time to lose. Tiana, Navin, Louis, and Ray snuck onto a riverboat. On the way back to New Orleans, Nathan realized that he was in love with Tiana, and Tiana felt the same about him. They rushed to Charlotte. Charlotte saw they were in love. She wanted to help them. So she kissed Nathan. But the kiss was too late. The clock struck midnight. Nathan and Tiana were still frogs, but they had found true love. Not long after, Nathan and Tiana were married by Mama Odie. As Nathan kissed Tiana, the two frogs turned back into humans. Once she became my wife, it made her a princess. Nathan realized. Tiana's dream finally came true. She got her own restaurant. Her restaurant became famous for its food and music. Tiana had nothing more to wish for. She had everything she wanted. 재밌네요. 재밌어. A fairy tale. Okay. A fairy tale. It was a special day in Pixie Hollow. All the fairies gathered around. With a sprinkling of pixie dust, a new fairy was born. Her name was Tinkerbell. Queen Clarion welcomed the newest fairy. Born of laughter, clothed in cheer, happiness has brought you here. The fairies tried to help Tinkerbell find her talent. They gave her flowers, water, and light. But everything Tink touched faded away. Then Tinkerbell passed a hammer. It began to glow. It flew straight toward her. She had found her talent. She was a Tinker Fairy. The Tinker Fairies came to welcome Tinkerbell. Tink was happy to meet them. She was also a bit sad. Tinkers weren't fancy like the other fairies. Tink's new friends, Clank and Bobble, took her on a tour of Pixie Hollow. They saw the old fairies getting ready for spring. It's the changing of the seasons, explained Bobble. There was a lot going on at Tinker's Nook. Tinkerbell loved singing all the useful things the Tinker Fairies made. Fairy Mary was the head thinker. She told Clank and Bobble to deliver their creations to the rest of the fairies fast. They would need the items on the mainland. The mainland sounds pleaderific, cried Tink. The Tinker Fairies showed the Queen what they had made. One of Tinkerbell's creations still needed some work. Tink would fix it in time to take it with her to the mainland. The Queen told Tink that Tinker Fairies did not go to the mainland. Your work is here in Pixie Hollow, Queen Clarion said. Being a tinker stinks, said Tinkerbell back at Tinker's Nook. Fairy Mary told her that she should be proud of who she was. But Tinkerbell did not want to be a tinker. She wanted to be a nature fairy. She asked her friends for help. First, Silver Mist tried to teach Tink how to be a water fairy, but Tink was not good with the water. Then, Iridsa tried to teach Tink how to be a light fairy, but Tink was not good with the light. Fawn tried to show Tink how to be an animal fairy, but Tink was not good with animals either. Tink saw a big bird flying in the sky. Maybe that guy can help, she said. The bird made a nosedive for Tink. Hawk! Yelled the fairies as they ran for cover. Tink jumped into a hole to hide. The hole was Vidya's hiding spot. Now the hawk was after Vidya too. The other fairies attacked the hawk with berries. Vidya was safe, but she was angry. Tink tried to help her clean up, but she didn't want Tink's help. Tink felt horrible. She couldn't hold drops of water. She couldn't hold rays of light. Baby birds were afraid of her. I'm useless, she said. Tink flew to the beach. She wanted to be alone. There she spotted a broken music box. Tink quickly got to work. Her friends watched. You fixed it, Silver Mist cried. They were all amazed at her tinkering talent. Tinkerbell enjoyed the tinkering, but she still wanted to go to the mainland. As her last hope, Tink went to Vidya for help, but Vidya was still angry with her. Vidya got an evil idea. She said Tink should capture the sprinting thistles. To prove she was a garden fairy, it was a dangerous job. But Tink had to try. It was her last chance. She made a coral and a lasso to capture the thistles. She saddled up Cheese, the mouse, and was on her way. It's working, cried Tink. Thistles went into the coral. But then Vidya blew a strong gust of wind. The coral gate flew open. The thistles ran out. Hundreds of other thistles ran by too. Tinkerbell lost control of them. The thistles ran this way and that way through Springtime Square. They destroyed all the springtime supplies. Everyone was upset. Spring would have to be cancelled. It was all Tinkerbell's fault. She flew away in shame. Tinkerbell decided to leave Pixie Hollow for good. She stopped one last time at the Tinker's workshop. As she looked around, she got an idea. She knew how to save Spring. Back at Springtime Square, Vidya was punished for helping the thistles escape, and everyone was sad that Spring wouldn't be coming. Wait, Tinkerbell cried. I know how we can fix everything, but I can't do it alone. The fairies were eager to help. Tink showed everyone what to do. In the blink of an eye, Tink's creations filled the buckets with berry paint and seeds. Soon everything was ready for spring. You did it, exclaimed Queen Clarion. You saved the spring. We all did it, said Tinkerbell. Fairy Mary told Tink she could go to the mainland too. The music box Tink had fixed belonged to a special little girl, and only Tinkerbell could deliver it to her. Tinkerbell was happy. Her tinkerings had saved the spring. She was a tinker fairy and proud of it. 여기까지. 자, 오늘도 자기 전 짜투리 시간 활용해서 3권 읽었습니다.